Finally, I'll cut to the chase because I fear I don't have enough time. I talked about all the things I talked about in my previous two videos, and now what I want to talk about, I referenced both of these things. The thing I didn't say was, like, the split in mathematics is really, it's the philosophy, the history and philosophy, the physics of mathematics, the mathematical physics, mathematics, philosophy, natural numbers, the natural sciences, the history and philosophy of science. Like, the real split is between real numbers and rational numbers. Both are infinite. And the funny thing is, like, if we're talking about infinities, excuse me, I think that if you're a mathematician that's been, in math, like, when it comes to infinity, like, if you've been a professor over the past 100 years, like, of course there are exceptions, but, like, if you've been a college math or physics professor over the last 100 years, 150 years, over the last 50 years, 20 years, 10 years, 200 years, anywhere in that, like, well, doesn't exactly line up, but, like, when we say the word infinity, I think two big names come up. Newton, even though you can't talk about Newton without Leibniz, but I'm not talking about the truth of the matter, I'm talking about the names that come up. So when we're talking about infinity, we're talking about calculus, and when we're talking about calculus, we're talking about Newton. Even though there's, multitudes of people before and after who congealed that present day practice, well, doctrine and practice, or practice and doctrine of calculus as we know it. And the other name that comes up, I think, if we're being a bit or a lot more abstract, maybe too abstract, is what the heck's his name? It's on the tip of my tongue. Set theory. Alpha. Or Aleph. The set theorist who used, like, Aleph 1, Aleph 2, Aleph 3, whatever. Like, orders of infinity. Gosh, what was his name? I always confuse his name with the painter Goya. I know it's close to that phonetically. What the heck is it? What the heck's his name? He was around like 100 years ago, give or take. Aleph 1, Aleph 2, like, and that's a part, it has to do with set theory. It's not Goya. What the heck's his name? Maybe it is Goya. What's his name? Set theory. Infinite sets. Sets of infinity. Infinite sets of infinite sets, but not really. Because this gentleman whose name I cannot remember